You wanna know what a dietitian actually eats? Well, this is me, a dietitian eating a disgusting double cheeseburger. And not only did I eat it, I recommend it. Because this burger comes after 3 days where every meal was measured down to the gram. And this burger? It's part of the plan. Today I'm going to show you the system that I use to eat whatever I want without neglecting my health. And it works even if your life is a total mess, because mine definitely is. My wife is about to give birth. I have to be a housemaid, work, see patients, make videos, cook, take care of the dogs, exercise, and still try to have a little time for myself. If I don't have a system, everything falls apart. And if everything falls apart, I'm not an example to anyone. What I'm about to show you takes effort, but not having a system is also very hard. Living day to day, reacting to whatever food is available, ordering Uber Eats all the time, spending more money, and feeling out of control. So if you're gonna struggle either way, you might as well struggle in a way that actually pays off. Now, I design my own system based on my schedule and my preferences. My week doesn't run Monday to Friday like most people's. It works in a 4-day cycle, and it has 3 types of days: preparation days, work days, and rest days. Now, creating a personal system is exactly what I do with my diabetic patients, because what I've seen is that the difference between the ones who improve and the ones who don't is almost always this: having a system. You've heard it a million times on Atomic Habits: we don't rise to the levels of our goals, we fall to the levels of our systems. So preparation days are Sunday and Thursday. On Sunday, we decide what we're going to eat for the upcoming days. We make the grocery list and we go to the supermarket. I cook one lunch and one dinner that's gonna last 3 days. We repeat meals because they're meals we like, meals we chose, and meals that were already measured in calories. But then we usually don't repeat that dish again until the next month. So that way we have a cycling menu. Normally, I eat about 1.5 times more than my wife, but right now, she's creating new human life. So we're eating about the same amount, around 2,300 calories each. I'm eating that to maintain my weight and preventing diabetes, and she's eating that to support the baby without gaining unnecessary weight. So that Sunday, I spent about an hour cooking. I leave the 2 main dishes in 2 large pots. I don't divide them into individual containers unless I need to take them somewhere for work because I work from home. Now, I already know that if I eat what I prepare for those 3 days, because it was planned and measured raw before cooking, I don't have to wait again that day I'm gonna eat it because I already know that it's gonna have the right amount of calories. Now, my patients often ask me, what should I eat? And the real question isn't what. The real question you should be making is when you decide to eat. Because if you decide on Sunday, you're gonna eat well all week. But if you decide every day, you're gonna eat whatever happens to be there. And yes, that same day, I give myself a caloric reward while at the supermarket because the rest of the week is already solved. My reward comes after the work is done, not before. And it's important to give yourself that reward because otherwise the system can start to feel like punishment. Next come the work days. From Monday to Wednesday, it's total chaos, and the only way I can handle it is because my food is already prepared. I take the dogs out, I prepare a quick breakfast, and I take around an hour each morning responding to messages from my patients. And after that, I work on content, ideation, writing, filming, editing, because I'm both a dietitian and a content creator, which is basically 2 full-time jobs. When it's time to eat, I don't waste any time because everything is already ready. I just reheat the food, and if you know how to cool it and store food properly after cooking, it's not gonna taste bad at all. This is the only way I can keep working or move on to the next job, which is being the housekeeper. Sweeping, mopping, washing dishes, doing laundry. Now, we can't afford right now someone to come into the house to do that. So instead, I've invested into technology that saves me time, like a vacuum that also mops the floor, or a dishwasher that washes the dishes better than I do. At some point, I realized that if I save money for a year by skipping some parties or some vacations and use that money to improve my quality of life, I could buy something incredibly valuable: time. Because time is what most people tell me that they don't have when it comes to taking care of their health. And they're usually right, because a fitness coach might tell you to just be more motivated and wake up earlier. I'm telling you to be smarter and invest in either your time or your knowledge, because it's not about working harder, it's about working intelligently. Now, I used to have more time for playing video games or going out, but right now we are in 3rd trimester dad mode. At the end of the day, I'm taking the dogs out again, and if possible, I might play soccer or do some calisthenics here at home in my home gym, because exercise is important. But learn this: I'm never gonna neglect my food foundation just to spend 2 extra hours in the gym, because the base of everything is my food intake. Many of my patients live the opposite way. They focus solely on burning 200 calories during an hour of weight training without fail every single day, while still eating more than 3,000 calories a day simply because they're not organized. So then the 4th day arrives, the rest day. The food that I've cooked is already consumed, and maybe I'm gonna work half a day because I'm gonna try to go out and enjoy some time before becoming parents. Although recently we had a complication during the pregnancy, my wife is now on almost complete bed rest. I had to buy a wheelchair so that way when we go out, I can push her on the mall. And in moments like that happen that you don't expect, knowing how to have your whole week already figured out in terms of your diet isn't just convenience. It's survival. Now, normally we would prepare the week's food together, but right now I'm doing everything myself, and only with an organized system is that I'm able to stay healthy. That's also why the rest day feels so good and so well earned. That's the day that we go out to eat and enjoy really flavorful food. That's when I might go over my calories, because I can't measure food in a restaurant. Even if the menu says the calories, it's a lie. And even if I choose the healthiest option, it's not gonna have the same amount of fiber or structure that the meals that I can prepare at home. But that's okay, because I'm coming from 3 structured days. The system already did its job. So I wait the next day, I go back to preparing food for 3 more days, and the cycle continues. Now this system works for me because it adapts to my life. I don't follow a traditional weekly structure. I don't have a traditional job. And so that's exactly what I do with my patients. We design a system based on their reality, whether they work 9 to 5, drive trucks for a living, travel constantly, or have impossible schedules. If you saw what I've seen in practice, you would understand that the real reason many people develop diabetes isn't a lack of discipline. It's a lack of a system. The freedom that I get to have doesn't come from chaos. It comes from order. That's why I can eat this double cheeseburger without any guilt, because it wasn't an improvisation. It wasn't anxiety. It was structure. And so today, I'm not going to ask you to watch another video. I'm going to ask you to subscribe and follow me, because I'm probably the most realistic dietitian you've seen. At least that's what my patients tell me.